UFC 285 is this Saturday. In this video, I'm going to be showing off 10 different parlays for you to consider. I'm going to outline the best underdogs of the card, and I'm going to let you know which ones I'm taking myself, just in case you want to ride along with me. So the first 5 parlays of this video are going to be more of the lengthy ones. There's a lot of favorites on this card, so I did have to make more of those types of plays. And then the last 4 of them are going to be the more conservative bets, the ones where if you're going to be playing with bigger units, you probably want to head towards there. I know a lot of us like to do these lotto play type things. They're a lot of fun, especially if you can start stacking them and you get most of them right. The last few can get very intense. So the first parlay I'm bringing to you is the Lotto Max play. It has a total odds payout of 44.8x your money, and we're taking Basharat, Ricci, Simon, Marquez, Ribas, Duplessis, Gamrot, Shevchenko, Jon Jones, Shavkat, and Ian Gary. Now for adding that many fighters and only getting 44x odds, it seems a bit crazy, but again, like, majority of these fighters are very strong favorites, ridiculously so, and I have high confidence in a lot of them. However, there is a few of them you might want to remove, but that's where we'll get into the more safe plays later. Card number 2 is named a little more likely. In this one, we have Ricci, Marquez, Ribas, Duplessis, Gamrot, Shavkat, Shevchenko, and Jones. So it's a little bit more reserved than the last play. However, it still gives you some decent payout at 22.9x. Definitely worth a stab. I wouldn't recommend going over 1 unit on any of the earlier picks here. However, if you want to do what you want to do, it's your choice. But this is essentially just a safer version of my Lotto Max card. Coming on up, we have If I'm Wrong. So as the name suggests, if I'm wrong, I changed up a couple on here, sort of a hedge play, but still a long shot one. We have Basharat, Ricci, Shavkat, Duplessis, Gamrot, Ribas, Simon, Shevchenko, and Cyril Gane. Essentially, this card is just hedging against Jon Jones. The reason being the amount of times I've done these long shot plays and I'll nail all of them up until the last one, and then something happens. It's happened a couple too many times, so I'm doing this just so that doesn't happen. It's just a hedge play essentially to the previous 2. Now number 4 is If I'm Really Wrong. So this is sort of an uber hedge. I essentially took a few fights I was most worried about from the long shot play, switched them. Of course, it juices up the odds. It's 51x, not 514. That's a typo, but 51x for Ricci, Shavkat, Duplessis, Gamrot, all favorites, Araujo, Pick'ems, Martinez, slight underdog, Shevchenko, and Marquez. So not a bad pick, especially if you're going to be doing something like playing all 4 of the previous plays on a smaller unit. If you're playing the previous 3, I'd recommend just, adding this one on there just in case shit hits the fan. And now this is sort of the super lotto play of the video. No way this hits, right? In this one we have Ricci, Shevchenko, Jones, Marquez, Martinez, Ribas, Duplessis, Damon Blackshear, Gamrot, and Shavkat. So this has some big underdogs on it. You have Damon Blackshear, you have Marquez, who's a slight underdog, and you have Martinez, who's a big underdog. So now we're finally up to the sensible section of this video. This card is named Investing, Not Gambling. I want to make sure it's very clear that it is sarcasm. All of these, while they may be referred to as locks or good plays, anything can happen. Don't play with anything you can't afford to lose. I don't know who needs to hear that. I'm looking at you, talking to you. Play smart, all right? So anyway, this one pays 4.8x. Decent payout for the level of risk you're taking on. You have Shevchenko, Ricci, Jones, Duplessis, Gamrot, and Shavkat. So the riskiest one here really is Jon Jones. All the other ones I'm very confident about. Jon Jones is the scariest one. However, I think this one gets through, and for 4.8x, not a bad play. Moving on to number 7, we have a little more exciting. This one pays 8.1x, so almost double the last one. And all we did, we added Simon and Gary to the card. So 2 more favorites, one of them a mid-level favorite, one of them an incredible level favorite, just to juice it up a little bit. All the previous ones are the same. It's just there if you're wanting to add just a little bit more spice to your safer play, really. Moving on to number 8, we have the Rent Payer. This one is an even more crazy version of the previous 2, but still likely to hit. You have Shevchenko, Ricci, Jones, Duplessis, Gamrot, Shavkat, Simon, Gary, and we've added Ribas and Marquez. Ribas is a slight favorite, Marquez is a slight underdog. I like both those picks, so if you're going to already go with the previous ones, you might as well take a stab at this too. And now to the safest one I have on this video, big unit, small risk. So it pays only 3.1x, but I mean, you're not having like 9 fighters on there. You're just having Shevchenko, Ricci, Duplessis, Gamrot, Shavkat, and Ian Gary. All of those are great favorites. All of them have a very good chance at winning. Something would have to go very wrong for all of them. Gamrot is the scariest of the group. However, I'm very confident on them. Does only pay 3.1x, but if you're going to be moving around some larger units and you're looking for more of a safe quote-unquote lock play, this is probably one you want to take a look at. And the last parlay I'm bringing forward to you is the Dog Walk lock parlay. So this is 4 of the underdogs that I could see hitting. I will say the odds of all 4 of them hitting is a little ridiculous. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not necessarily playing all of these. I'm about to outline to you which ones I'm actually playing. But if you're a little bit of a degen and you want to touch some dog odds, any one of these 4 would be a really good pick on a single bet. But if you want to parlay them together, just the 4 of them, 77x your money. And now for the dog watch section of the video. So these are all the underdogs I think you should be paying attention to. This isn't suggesting to use them all in a play. This is just, hey, if you want to sprinkle one here, use one there, take a single up there. These are the ones you should consider. So you have Black Shear, a huge underdog going up against a big prospect. He hasn't been tested yet in the UFC. However, this is his toughest opponent, so he might see some sort of upset. Let's be honest, we've seen many prospects come into the UFC, get their first hard test, have a much harder fight than they're expecting, and lose. So for the odds they're giving out on this, it's definitely worth considering as a possibility. Then you have Martinez, sort of the same situation. He's going against a really good prospect. This is going to be his hardest fight again, and the prospect is 22 years old. You have a young guy going up against a little older, a little craftier of a veteran. I still think the young guy wins. However, again, this is a very live dog you need to pay attention to. Next, you have Marquez. I know he's only a slight underdog. He's the most likely of the group to cash in my opinion. He has crazy striking, fast hands, decent underrated submission game, and he's going up against a guy who's a little bit more reserved, been around the block for a while, and Marquez is a very live dog you want to consider. Trevin Jones, I mean, he's going up against Cody Garbrant, right? So we all know Cody Garbrant's lost 4 out of his last 5. His chin is very questionable, and you can get Trevin Jones at like plus 160, so he's definitely a live dog you might want to consider. He actually might be probably the best dog on the entire dog watch section. Then we have Jalin Turner. My reason for adding him to dog watch is he has a nasty guillotine. He's got long limbs. He's got the height, the reach, all of that over Gamrot. Gamrot's going to be trying to get to him, take takedowns, go for it and go for it and go for it. And you could totally see a way where Gamrot is having a little bit harder of a time getting to him because he's so much larger. He starts taking a little bit riskier takedown attempts, gets distracted. Jalin Turner grabs the guillotine, cinches it up, first and second round. We all freak out. You check Twitter, everybody's buzzing. I could totally see that happening. So Jalin Turner, he's on dog watch. And the last underdog on my dog watch is Gane. Guys, I know I'm heavy on Jon Jones, as you've seen in the previous picks. However, Gane is definitely a live underdog. Jon Jones hasn't fought in 3 years, though I don't put too much weight into that. He is moving up a weight class. He is a little bit older than he used to be, so there's a little bit of uncertainty when it comes to Jon Jones this fight. And the odds you can currently get on Gane at plus 170, definitely not a bad underdog to consider adding to your plays. And like I said at the start of the video, I feel like this is what might be most interesting to you guys. I'm going to be transparent in the ones of these I'm actually taking myself, so that way if you choose to and you want to ride along with me, although again, anybody can lose, I can lose, you can lose, I want to make sure everybody knows that. However, we don't want to have those vibes. We're going to be cashing out, all right? So if you want to follow me along, these are the ones I'm actually doing and roughly the unit size I'm using. So I'm going to be taking the Lotto Max play with a small unit. I'm going to be taking the little more likely play with a small unit. I'm taking the if I'm wrong play with a small unit, and no way this hits, right? With a small unit. Those are the lotto type of parlays I'm going to be taking action on. And then for the safer parlays and the unit sizes, I'm taking investing not gambling, a heavy unit 10 times my small unit, a little more exciting, a heavy unit 5 times my small unit, the rent pair mid-level unit 4 times my small unit, and I'll take a stab on the dog watch one, although I really don't see it happening, but you know, maybe a miracle will happen. A very small unit on that one. So in total, I have 8 plays going. Those are roughly my unit sizes. I would love to hear what you guys think of what I've outlined here. Am I off on anything? Have I missed anything? Do you agree with everything I'm saying? Let me know. I honestly love the discussions I've been seeing in the comments so far on this channel. It's been really nice sort of having debates on these things. I feel like all of us MMA fans are really into our picks. And the best part about this sport is you're not always right, you're not always wrong, and you find out on Saturday night. So I cannot wait. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. And again, I appreciate all the love on this fight week content I've been making. If you guys like my vibe, you like what I do, hit that subscribe button, drop a like. Lets me know you guys like the effort I'm putting into this. I would love to do this more consistently and try to edge a name for myself. So if you guys want to be a part of my channel, all you got to do is those 2 things. I'll see you guys in the next video. Good luck on your plays, and thank you for watching.